Hello and welcome back to the property. Today is the 12th of July 2025 and it's roughly 10 o'clock in the morning. What we are doing here is putting the sawdust from these sacks that I've brought here a while ago around the base of the trees in order to keep the weeds away, to keep the moisture in, and to mulch it. And I've already started doing this from like, I don't know, half an hour ago, and we still have to do that. We will do that mainly to the trees that were planted this planting season. I'm saying planting season because I'm planting trees at the end of the previous year in the fall and at the beginning of the current year, so in the spring. So mainly I will put the sawdust to the newly planted trees, like this one over here, this mulberry tree, and then to the ones planted the previous planting season, so spring of 2024 and fall of 2023. After that, we will have to spray some, how do you say, things that make the trees grow faster. So, anyway, some NPK fertilizers, yes, to spray some fertilizers on the newly planted trees, and then the jobs should be done, the tasks should be done. So I don't know if you can remember, but I've put all the sacks here in the upper part of the plantation over here behind the hay bales, which I will also have to spread around the base of the trees. I don't know if I got the time to do that. And from here I'll take the sawdust with a wheelbarrow to each tree, and with a 5-liter bucket I will measure the amount of sawdust that needs to be put around each tree. A thing that happened, so I put here the sacks thinking that they are in the shadow, but some of them got really torn up by the UV light and by the moisture. So you can see here they rotted away, like this one over here. Yeah, you can see just peeling away. So that's why I came with a wheelbarrow, and I will just dump all the sawdust in the wheelbarrow and go with it down around the trees that need to be put the sawdust around. And then, as I said, with a 5-liter bucket I will measure the amount of sawdust that I will put around each tree. Now I've already started doing this, and I just want to show you. Now I'm at the Polonia row of trees, and I'll show you, like this one I already did. You can see here that the sawdust is moist. It is really moist, and it will keep the moisture at the base of the trees, although the sun will be shining. And we had a couple of days, maybe a week, of heavy raining around here, so all the soil is really moist. So now I'm doing this row of trees, of Polonia trees. I've already put some over here. And as you can see, here is the wheelbarrow, and with the 5-liter bucket, which I'm measuring, I also pull out the weeds and let them stay around the base of the trees where was the case, because they'll keep the moisture in. And here you can see the final result. So as I said, I'll take one bucket, has its handle, and then I'll just pour it around the base of the tree. And settle it a little bit. And mainly that's it. When I'll be watering, the water will seep through and soak in the sawdust, and it will keep the moisture there. That's it for now. Maybe I'll report back when I'll be spraying the fertilizer on the trees. Stick around. So it's the same day, 12th of July 2025. Now it's like a 3:30 o'clock in the morning. What I've done, I finished putting the sawdust around the trees that were most recently planted and sprayed them with herbicide. It's a type of herbicide, it's a liquid one that is absorbed through the leaves. And as a bonus, I started cutting the grass. So I've cut the grass in the turning loop because there were a lot of saplings growing, especially black locust, and I didn't want them to harden to get wooden fibers. So I finished this turning loop to cut the grass on, I don't know. And now what I have to do is to finish spraying the herbicides. I have 2 more trees, 2 more Polonias, but these ones are the ones that were planted last year, not this year, so 2nd year of growth. And I said that given the fact that I brought here the brush cutter, kind of a windy day today, I said that I should cut also the grass along the Polonia row of trees. So as you can see, there is my sprayer that I'm using to spray herbicides or fertilizers, or I hope I said fertilizer, hopefully. Yeah, so fertilizer is the thing that I'm spraying onto them. And on this row, I said that I will cut also the grass at the base of the row, because yeah, grass, or rather weeds, yeah, kind of grew, and I'll have to have access because I am watering them. So these 2 that have like 2 trunks needs to be sprayed with fertilizer. So this one and that one. And what I'm doing with this sprayer, just pumping in some pressure. Yeah, it has a lot of pressure. Now let's see how I'm going to film this, because I need to pick it up, but let's see, it also has this belt here that I can put on my shoulder. And now there's this little thing, and it's a long one. I'm just spraying the fertilizer, trying on as many leaves as possible. This is how I'm doing it. And after that, I will just cut the grass along this row of Polonia. That's it for now. Stick around. So it's 4:30 o'clock in the afternoon. I finished cleaning up a little bit this row of Polonia, and while cutting the grass, I've seen that I've missed one in putting the sawdust at its base, and I've also added there. I finished spraying the trees with fertilizer, and that's it for today. Just an update. This Polonia tree, which was 3 years old, didn't catch roots, so it withered. It is what it is. It will need to be replaced next year, or this fall, this autumn, we'll see. That's all for now. A really productive day, and I'm happy with the things that we did today here. Have a good one. Bye. It's 8:30 o'clock in the evening, and we're back at the property. Why, you ask yourself? Because I said that we've done all our tasks for today. Well, I said that although it rained a lot, the soil seemed to be a little bit dry. So I said just to water the trees. I went back to the house, filled up the IBC toad that you can see in the distance, the white thing, and came back to the property and watered all the trees. I gave each one like 1 bucket of 10 liters of water, and to the Polonias, almost all of them, 2 buckets of water of 10 liters. So that's that. Another task done for today, although It wasn't planned. A really productive day. Now for sure, that's all for today. So have a good one and see you next time. Bye.